Katie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you today?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much.
Okay, excellent. Well, welcome to Katie on the Couch.
Finally, yeah?
Yes, finally. This is just going to be a good opportunity for me to ask you about your experience at Prestige Luxury.
Feel free.
And for everyone watching this as well, he's one of our agents on the luxury team.
Nice to meet you guys. My name is Willem. I'm from the Netherlands and I'm an agent for Prestige Luxury.
Yeah, so Will was actually one of the first people that I hired when I joined Prestige Luxury Real Estate, and I've been asking him to come on the couch for quite some time, but he was adamant that no, I'll wait until I've done quite a few good deals and then I will come in and be interviewed by you. So
I first wanted to make my reputation before telling other people what I do here.
Quite right, and I'm glad that obviously you have done it that way. So the first question that I really wanted to ask you was, why did you join Dubai's real estate industry?
Well, I was working in hospitality before, and then I realized what I'm going to do later when I'm getting old. And I was like, I want to get into real estate myself. So how do you get into a new industry without any experience? I said, well, why just don't do it and go into it yourself and try and learn about the whole process that comes along with buying and selling properties. So I looked up a lot of companies, did a lot of research before I entered the industry, and then I found Prestige Luxury, and I was like, this is the perfect company for me to teach me how to buy and sell real estate, but also how to help clients with their portfolio.
Okay, well, so you had zero real estate experience before you joined the company?
Well, not completely zero. Some family members of mine are doing real estate in the Netherlands, so I already knew a little bit about it. But to be honest, it's completely different than in the Netherlands. I mean, Dubai real estate is just something on its own. But I always did sales, I always worked with clients, I always worked in service-related industries.
So yeah, I'm really glad that you've pointed that out, because you do have, or you did come to us with some transferable skills and a kind of basic understanding of real estate. But like you've mentioned, the Dutch market is completely different to the Dubai market.
Yeah.
So even if you were, you know, a very experienced real estate agent back in the Netherlands, you would still need to come here and kind of learn everything from scratch, because
Definitely, yeah.
there's nothing quite like Dubai real estate.
Definitely, it's just like the city in general here is completely different than any other place in the world. So it's the same as for the real estate industry. You really need to dive into the knowledge about the properties, the way, the processes, but also the people are different. I mean, the last deals that I did are all different nationalities. From the buyers until the sellers, they're all different nationalities.
Wow,
so,
what kind of nationalities have you been dealing with?
wow, all right. So one from Italy, one from the UK, one from Ireland, one from Jordan, and the other one was from Egypt. So
wow, right, so
all around the world.
quite a mixed bag, that's great.
Definitely, yeah.
So, well, what do you enjoy most about working at Prestige Luxury?
I think the diversity in the company. I mean, I work in Panthea's team, and she's just like an amazing mentor for me. And I was really looking for a kind of coach when I go into the industry. Like I told you, I wanted to learn not only the processes, but every single detail in the industry before I really dive into something. And she was just the right person for me, and she exactly knows how to teach me. Sometimes it's really tough, but I mean, it brings you a little closer to your goal. And I think being in a company where you get the support and assistance from a lot more experienced people is a really good thing.
Yeah, Panthea is highly experienced.
Definitely, yeah.
We've actually had her on the couch before talking about luxury and what her kind of vision is for her team. So I guess now that you're part of that team, you'll have a good idea of what that is. Now, what is it like working in a team that focuses on luxury? Because I guess that's the whole kind of ethos or vision of what you guys do.
Well, I think it was the first reason why I came to Dubai in the first place, because I worked in luxury hotels, and then obviously you work with people and guests that come to the hotel that have the money to afford such a places. And here it's exactly the same. Like I said, only the product changes are just you're dealing with people that can afford luxury properties. So they need a special kind of attention, a special kind of service. And I really like providing them that. And I know that it's not just about finding the right home for them, but also getting the right services there and make sure that the process goes smoothly. And I think in Panthea's team, where you put the focus on more luxury properties, it is tougher, but I mean, it brings you a lot of more good people and good connections for whatever you want to do later in your life.
Fantastic. So I know you mentioned kind of working towards your goal there. tell me, how did it feel when you kind of achieved your first goal and you closed your first deal?
I mean, I would say it took a while, but I took normal, I think a few months, 2 or 3 months. I did a leasing deal before, which is fine as well because you get some experience in. And then I had actually 2 sales deals like on the same time working on it, and I was really stressed about it because it's you have been close so many times and then it just slips out of your hands. So I was really happy that both of them turned out to be a closed deal. And
amazing.
I would not say it was a release, but I mean it gives you even more motivation to work to the next deal and to the next deal, because it's like a kickstart of your journey here in the real estate.
Yeah, I guess it kind of builds your confidence, doesn't
Definitely,
it?
yeah, because especially when you get the feedback back from your clients saying that they're happy they worked with you, saying that they want to go with you and buy another property or sell their property that they just bought. I mean, it's finally the start of building long-term relationships, which that's why I'm here for.
Exactly, and that's what the job really centers around. It's relationship building, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's all about relationships, and I know a few agents here are really for the hit and run game and want to be here short term, but I'm really here to build up long-term relationships. I want to receive a phone call after 2 years from that same buyer I did my first deal with, saying like, "Oh, I'm about to sell it now. You want to help me?" Like those kind of relationships I want to create here.
Fantastic. So you mentioned the timeline in terms of how long it took you to close your first deal. And I guess it's good that you went down the route, or the timeline kind of followed what we normally suggest to people or what we tell people, 2 months or 3 months before you really start to see those sales deals coming in. So you did everything right. You followed all the training that, we gave you here. And I guess for some people, those first 2 months can be super frustrating.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's 2 months is nothing on a year, but it feels much longer than it actually is, because you're working every single day. You're not just working 5 days, you're working 7 days. You're working a lot of hours per day. So it doesn't feel like 2 months, it feels much longer. And then when you finally close your first deal, then you look back and say like, oh, I mean, in the end, it's just 8 weeks. Like, what is it, 8 weeks on
when you look in hindsight,
year?
it doesn't seem like a long time at all.
Yeah.
But I guess those initial months are the hardest, and that's where people tend to kind of lose faith or drop out and lose hope, because they think I'm never going to get there. But you continue to persevere, and you've now closed multiple deals. So
I mean, you need to create a plan for yourself, and the important is that you stick to the plan and basically get yourself a routine. I'm a routine guy. I get up early, I go to the gym, and I structure my day accordingly, and then just stick to the plan. Also, it doesn't work out for the first 7 weeks, but it will work out on the 8th week, and that is just important to know. And it can be after 2 months, can be after 3 months. The most important thing is that you stick to your plan, because if it doesn't work out, at least you can tell yourself, well, I hold on to the plan, I never gave up, and that's just an important thing.
Fantastic. And you mentioned about your routine. I would love to know what a typical day at work actually looks like for you.
Like I said, I get up early in the morning around 6. I go to the gym. I live here in Marina, so everything is just 2 minutes with a scooter for me. Do the workout, and then I reach office around 8:30, and then I start following up with my clients, calling them, texting them. A lot of them are already texting me early in the morning around 7. So let's say in the gym, I'm already texting them. I do some phone calls with the clients that I'm working for, that I'm dealing with their properties, or clients that are looking for properties. I send them over some new properties that came on the market. And then I dive into the news. I always want to know what's up to date here in Dubai, the general news as well. Look up on the market, new transactions being placed. I share those with the investors that I'm dealing with, so that they are also up to date with the market. And then by the afternoon, most of the times I have viewings around there. So I go all around the area. Sometimes I have to go to the Palm, sometimes to Jumeirah Islands, which is really nice because you get the chance to go out of the office, go and explore Dubai yourself. So basically in between afternoon where I do viewings, in between I also try to find new people that I want to sell their property with me. So I try to reach out to them, try to offer my services in the best possible way. And sometimes I need to go with the photographer we have, who needs to take the pictures. And I always want to be there because I always want to make sure the process goes smoothly, and that I also have seen it with my own eyes. And then basically I grab lunch in between somewhere. I don't really sit down for lunch. Sometimes I do, but time is a very, very valuable thing here in this industry.
So you're always on the go. You're constantly moving,
constantly
thinking about that next kind of...
I mean, it's a commission-based role. So basically, if you don't put in 100% of your effort. You cannot tell yourself like, all right, at least I did everything I could, and now I can say, okay, I did everything I could, so that is why I closed the deal, I would say. Of course, there's always luck in the game, which is in every single industry, but you need to be honest to yourself and telling yourself, did I really put in all the effort that I had in me? So.
Great, and there's plenty more to come from you as well.
Hopefully, yeah. We're gonna stick to the plan as well. We're gonna make some small adjustments and just go on to the next one.
I'm looking forward to see what you put on the board in the next couple of months. I know that it's going to be big, and yeah, I know that you and Pantia's team have had some exciting things going on as well. I've seen all the marketing happening behind the scenes. I know Russell's been involved in that as well.
I mean, Russell, our cameraman here, he is a very busy guy nowadays because he needs to run up and down a 4th floor penthouse chasing us with a camera in his hand. So
do you know what? It's a hard job.
It's a really hard job. I mean, he was sweating more than we were.
Poor Russell. Thanks, Russell. He's in high demand these days, I guess, with the amount of properties that our agents have got. And having good marketing is such an important part of that.
I mean, it's such an occupied and crowded market. I mean, if you just look on Property Finance, see how many properties are available, it's just unrealistic that you are just put your property out there as a normal basic property. You need to do something else to also make the owner feel like his property is worth more than other properties.
That you're giving it the right time and attention.
But the most important thing is you always need to be honest with the owner. Don't overrate his property, because in the end, the buyers, the clients who goes on those sites are the ones that will decide what your property is worth. So make sure you stay on the line with your owner and be honest with everybody.
Manage their expectations.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Great. So that's it for today's episode of Katie on the Couch. Well, you've given me a great insight into life at Prestige Luxury Real Estate. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for letting me come on the couch, Katie.
You're more than welcome.